partnership?
Yeah. Let me go into that right now. I know Eric's working on an email automation thing, so it should be getting updated, but I don't know. I mean, well, I don't think it's there yet, but he's close to, I guess, making it so where, if he updates it, then you guys can see it. But what's
Yeah.
the address that you're
Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the address. See. Yeah, so and Eric said he was checking on it already. But it was the last two that I submitted. I spoke to both of them, their owner finance opportunities.
yeah.
They've actually been waiting on calls, and I talked to them yesterday, and neither one of them could call. And I submitted them on the 7th and the 8th. So the first one's 120 Salem Avenue in Port Charlotte.
120 Salem. Uh, All right. In my notes, I mean, I see it submitted. It just says here in negotiation. There's no like updated thing. Like, from the 7th of January, there hasn't been anything new that I guess happened. It just says in negotiations on my screen. Um, I don't know if it's it just an update with their notes. I mean, that's what I'm seeing on my end. And then what was the other one?
37028
370.
Third Third Street, Canal Point, Florida.
Okay. I see it was submitted on the 8th of January. It just says in negotiation. I don't see any recent updates on that one either.
So is that like a just a general title that they put? Because like I said, I messaged both of them yesterday, and both of them said that they haven't received a phone call from anybody. So I'm kind of wondering how it could be in negotiations.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try calling Eric right now to try to get a understanding on what's going on here. I mean, I just have access to it. I don't work it. I don't work these leads coming in. It's just him and his team.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling
Yeah, like I
him.
said,
Hopefully, I mean, he answers, but I don't know. He probably is, since he doesn't have Zoom this early or whatever, he might just be doing other stuff.
Your call has
yeah,
been to voicemail.
All right, so I'll send him a text.
I messaged him yesterday on Discord, or actually the day before. And he said he would check on it and see what's going on. But I haven't heard anything. So
I'm gonna copy this address here. I'll copy the Canal Point. I don't maybe I'll just say your name. That's better. Apologize about that. January 7th, 8th. I basically said you had deal submitted on the 7th and 8th. Not seeing any updates on my end. Has there been any phone calls? All right. Yeah, sorry about that. Is there anyone else that have questions or are checking in on their deals that they have submitted here? Questions? All right. Let's see something in the chat here. Yep, I've already. Yep. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So I guess I guess if no one has any questions, I guess kind of will just. These are pretty much. Yeah, you're welcome, Ron. Sorry again. I apologize about that. I mean, if I was I'm doing my own stuff. That's why, like, I don't. I did. Eric, when he was first making the partnership, asked me if I wanted to help out and stuff. I just didn't want to be tied to where it would conflict with what I got going on because I work on my own stuff, and I would have to because there's obviously a lot of people in the Discord, so I'd have to put a decent amount of hours into that, and I don't want to neglect from what I have going on. So I told him I'd just rather not be a part of that. So I mean, I just like I said, I just only have access. I don't work those deals unless he really needs my help, but he hasn't asked me for my help to in working the leads that are coming in. All right, Anthony, I see you have something on Greenwood, Street or Avenue, Ormond Beach. So I'll take a look here and share my screen.
Yeah, sorry, it's 350 Greenwood Avenue.
Got it. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was check on the partnership. I'm sorry.
Oh, check on the partnership. Okay, I
Yes.
got you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Because Eric was supposed to have a video walkthrough with her last week.
All right. I see here Eric will FaceTime 10 a.m. on Friday with agent. Eric said below 200,000, make exact offer after FaceTime. And the message was, yeah, that's the last message I see, last notes I see on that one. So I guess he hasn't updated it since January 8th is what I'm saying on my end. I mean, I don't know what's going on with, I guess, because I know it's not just only Eric. I mean, there's people that he has working on these. It's not just him himself. So like, I'm not sure why these are. Because I mean, what's today? Like the 15th or something? Yeah, today's the 15th. It's been like a week. So I mean, I don't know what's going on here. But did you hear what I said, Anthony?
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, because he called her when he was doing it as TikTok, and he called her and they made that agreement to do it last Thursday or last Wednesday, and it's okay. Yeah, we'll go Friday at 10 a.m. And then I've gotten other updates from like Melanie and Nick and Anthony that works with him, but not on this property. But I've got other updates on my properties.
Gotcha. I'm texting Eric right now. For Greenwood Avenue. 250. I just basically said 350 Greenwood Avenue, and is there any update? It says you were supposed to FaceTime agent.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions,
Thank you.
guys? Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions on, I guess, leads that you guys have submitted here in the partnership with Eric? Just let me know, because like I said, I do have access. I apologize, for updates not being as recent as they probably should be. I just don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't manage this. Let's see. All right, no questions. All right, well, I guess I could kind of. Oh, you got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So, basically, I don't know if I submitted it within the partnership for Eric, but I did just want to like see if you could check out this property here because I called the seller yesterday to try and get a deal on it. He said he was willing to do a creative financing offer for the asking price or 150,000 cash. So I just wanted to know like is this a good deal to get under contract and send over to you guys or?
Yeah.
I put the address within
yeah,
the
see,
chat here.
Let me share my screen. In Gulfport. Gotcha. I wonder. Oh, this was I feel like somebody was working this before. This house looks familiar. I don't know who exactly was working this one. But yeah, let me look at my. Let me just see something. I'm gonna go to the partnership real quick because this house looks familiar. All right. I do see that. Okay, someone called submitted. Did someone say my name? I'm sorry.
Yeah, me.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's the one I
Yeah.
submitted in January.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So that was you,
Oh,
Ron.
you
Okay.
submitted that too?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, see, yeah, I think he submitted it on like the 9th of like December, and I see that, Ali, I see that you submitted it 22 hours ago. Um, last notes I see on this was Blaze saying, and this was on the 9th of January, called and sent a text waiting to hear back. And then he also yesterday, 12:54, he changed the due date from yesterday to today. I'm not sure what that's in regards to. Yeah, I don't know what the due date. I'm not sure what the due date is referring to. But yeah, changed it from yesterday to today. So I don't know if it's supposed to be another follow up today or I don't know. But yes, it's yeah, one max offer was 150 is that's what they tried sending an offer in at Ali. So uh unfortunately Ron beat you to the punch there.
Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm still trying to land my first deal out here, so I guess we got the same mindset, and you know.
Yeah.
So hey, congratulations, though, Ron. You know what I'm saying?
I was wondering
But
when this was going to happen, when two people would have the same thing going.
yeah, because they told me to look over there in Tampa. I was initially looking for like houses in Orlando because it's way closer to me, and just in case like I need to go and check out the house. Oh yeah, I do have a question though, because some people like they say, oh well, you need to come and see the property before we accept any offers or anything like that. Like, how should we go about that?
So, sometimes if they're really, really stern about it, then yeah, there's really nothing you could do. But other times, like you could just play it off like, hey, look, I have my contractor, we're working on homes daily. I don't want to have him go to another project, like have him go like waste his time leaving the job site to go look at a house if it's not already in an agreement. So you could kind of try to play it like that and see how, what the response is that the seller or the agent says in regards to it, but that's pretty much so those are the only two options you could really do. You could either like I said, just try to move on, like they're not budging at all, or other times like I said, like I'm definitely interested. I wouldn't be calling to waste anyone my time or your time. I just really can't have my GC, have my contractor go all the way out to the property when he has other projects that he's working on for me currently. So that's pretty much the only ways you could go about that type of objection.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate that. I feel like I have another question too, and then so when people like I've had people say, "Oh yeah, we don't work with wholesalers and stuff like that," and so basically, I should just move on from those type of people.
Well, you don't want to say that you're a wholesaler. That's the thing. So if you're saying that, you might want to, not might, you definitely want to stop, saying that word.
Yeah, I don't even say that, but
Okay.
I'm not sure how they come to the conclusion that I'm a wholesaler. But
Well, they just probably say like, if they ask like, no, like I'm an investor, me and my partner, we buy properties in Orlando, Florida, and then just keep moving on. Just don't pay it any mind. But yeah, just don't, agree with them if they say that you're a wholesaler. But yeah,
and
that's
so
go ahead.
okay, and so like assuming like if I was to get a property under contract or something like that, and they don't want to deal with the wholesaler, and then the contract also not assignable, then if I submit it, then you guys would just double close it, or
Yeah, we could double close it, or there's ways about it to like where if you let's say on the agreement it shows I would have to bring up an agreement to because I mean each state has a different let me see if I could just bring up a Florida agreement real quick. 1 second here. There's obviously it's the assignability clause, and it would just state if that contract is assignable or if it's not assignable. If the agent, most of the time agents are always going to check not assignable. But if you let's say for example you try marketing the deal, we find a buyer, and obviously you don't want to assign it. I mean you don't want to double close because you could lose a few thousand from double closing.
right?
You could just call up the agent, be like, hey, look, you know, my accountant says I have too many properties under my LLC or my name or my LLC. I have to try to change it into a different name, LLC, whatever. Can you make the agreement assignable so I could do that? And then that's how it would work. But
Okay.
yeah, that's that's the best way to go about that. Like, let's say if they're stern about it, like in the beginning, just whatever sign, you know, without it being signable. And then like I said, when you have that buyer, when everything is locked in, they're ready to go, then that's when you would call them up. And at that point in time, the agent's not going to tell you no, because I mean, you know, let's say money's already in title, in escrow, whatever. You know, the closing date's 2 weeks away, or, you know, then they'll be like, all right, yeah, no, and then they'll work on that addendum for you.
Okay, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yep.
And also, I did have a question. Are you able to look up like deals that we submitted by name? Because I'm at the gym and I don't have like all my properties that I submitted in front of me. But
Yeah, just go back to it. All right. All right, so I see, just make sure. I just typed in Alley, just how it's spelled here, A-L-L-E.
oh, I just my full name is Alexandria though.
Okay,
I put it in the chat.
Gotcha. 1 second here. Sorry. All right. I see. What house is this? There's no. For this, I see one here. I see like that's odd. I don't see oh, here it is. Sorry, Longwood, Florida. Lake Green Drive, Longwood, Florida, 201. I don't know if that one rings a bell.
Yeah, that one actually does ring a bell.
Okay, I see here it was you submitted it on what day? I think the 13th of December. There's hasn't been any notes. I know Eric, so it says here December 16th, like Eric like archived it. I'm not sure why. It doesn't say why or anything like that. I don't know if the numbers were too high or yeah, it doesn't show why.
I also had a cash deal in Jacksonville, Florida as well. It was like 2426. Clyde Drive, something like that.
Kind of go back to I don't know if this is, it can't be it. No. Okay. Oh, there's two Hollies. Okay, gotcha. All right, so sorry. All right, let me do the full name again. I see the Alamonte Springs Cove Trail. Says last notes were, well, there's notes yesterday saying dead deal, but the one before that got in contact with owner via text. They pending confirmation on repairs to make an offer. The agent Alexander contacted me via phone and will not go below 440. I offered 390 and said not interested and will not sell for less and hung up.
Oh.
So that was Alamonte Springs in Florida.
Some hard cookies to crack here.
One more time.
I said those are some hard cookies to crack there.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, people have all you could really do. I don't know why you did it. You should have just. I mean, I mean, it said pending confirmation, I guess. So that means they had an offer potentially. But it's always something you would follow up on. You know, that's what I would do with that one, not just dead it immediately. I don't know. I wasn't on the phone. I didn't listen to that call, so maybe there's really nothing you could do to save it. Maybe they already gonna move forward with the other one. I see you have a Popka, Florida,
hmm
8th Street. Let's see, click on that. 361 East 8th Street. Submitted yesterday, hasn't been touched. All right. You need updates on all and every single one you have submitted? Because there
I'm,
are.
I'm sorry, is there what?
I said, do you need updates on every single? I see the one that you were mentioning in Jacksonville, 48th Street. I said, do you want updates for every? 'Cause I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I probably already gave you updates on like 3 of them.
Are there like any like ones that are like going to be pending, like or like
I have
anyone
to.
that's close to like getting a deal?
For the one in Jacksonville, it does say negotiation. I mean, this is the last notes from the one here in Jacksonville. I know it says submitted on the 5th. Last updates were from Eric specifically on the 9th of January. Eric offered 70. Said they would take 77 since they're already losing. She said she will ask the 5 other owners of the house if they will do a call. May this group of 5 people just buys houses and relist them. So like I don't know. Again, like I said, it's in negotiations. Wait, hold on here. Up wrong. Sorry. God damn it. That one's not yours. I don't know. Yeah, your last name is Dixon. Sorry.
Yes.
Wrong. All right, my fault. But yeah, if you want, I could just give you updates so I'm not wasting anyone else's time. Like, 'cause
Right.
or
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it's okay. You can go ahead and yeah, do what you came here to do today. I don't want to take up everybody's time.
yeah, just message. I mean, I'll put my name in the chat, and then after, because I've done that before for people, I'll just I'll take the time and do that after the Zoom call.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yep. All right. Any other questions, guys?
You said it was 361 Apopka? I mean, East 8th Street?
Let me go back. I believe so. Yeah. Let me just go back here.
Was the agent's name Kyler?
61. I don't know. It doesn't. I have the agent's phone number here. It doesn't say a name. Just has the phone number 407-497-7644. Doesn't say the name.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Kyler. This was just sold.
Okay.
Because he has a bunch of listings, and I sent Eric, a bunch of the same listings.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it was submitted yesterday. When I hit, it said, oh, I see. I put it up on.
It was sold January 3rd or 4th.
Okay. Yeah, just from Zillow, I see 113 saying listing removed. So like, unless it's like, I don't know. 361 East 8th, wait, sorry, 361 East 8th Street.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see it saying sold on Zillow. I'll check Realtor. But yeah, I guess Ali had this one submitted yesterday at 1:30. I don't know. All right, well, I mean, if it's sold, it's sold. I just didn't see it. And then, Eric's team will see that, obviously, if that's the case, and then just dead the lead. Alrighty. Any other questions, guys?
Well, going into some deal help, I'm getting a bunch of multifamilies in Tampa, like duplexes.
Yeah.
So I know when you can't really comp those, but we're going by rental rates, right? We're going by cash flow.
Yeah, you could go by cash flow. Sometimes, just to make it easier on yourself, like what I do, just, because I don't want to sit there and have to, figure all the numbers and stuff like that. Just if you kind of look on if you just look at your comps, seeing, like, hey, a duplex sold for, two duplexes are selling for like around 250, and it's like a duplex, so it's two doors. So just divide that by, by two. So they're selling for like around 120 a door, all renovated. You know what I mean? And then just kind
Mhm.
of do the, minus the repairs. Like, okay, so I gotta be, if it's, let's say both sides probably need about 20K in work, so 10 each, just subtract that, and then that's pretty much where you could, that's an easier way to do it, so you're not
Right.
like having to worry about, is it a 7 cap, 8 cap, what's the, how much are the, what's the NOI, all that kind of stuff. So just it's easier to do it that way. It depends on the areas of Tampa, but I mean, my last duplex I sold in Tampa was, I think, in like September or October of this past year. And I think, I'm trying to think the number. It needed work. Shit, what was it? Hold on, let me just go to it because I think it was on Holland Street or Holland Avenue. So I'll bring it. Okay, so 1415 East Holland Avenue. All right, so 235. So so they had like, I don't know how, I never been to the house. It was in Tampa. I think it was a 2-1 on both sides. I think it was 1320 total square feet. Um, but yeah, that was 235. So basically, what's that real quick? Sorry. 235 divided by 2. It's 117. And so $117,500. But I don't know. I forget how much duplexes in this area of Tampa were selling for.
Mhm.
All renovated. But this, like I said, needed work. I mean, the front was good, but everything else with the pictures wise, I can't remember if they're interior photos or not, but it definitely needed work for sure. But my buyer ended up paying 250 for that.
Okay.
So
Mm.
so
Now,
that
the listings that I'm getting and the agents are telling me from their listings, they're saying that, they're already occupied and they have like a year lease going to January of 26. And they're not renovated, but they've already had signed a lease.
yeah, so
It's just generating revenue.
yeah, it's generating revenue. Is your question like how to wholesale that, or?
Yeah, like what, like, I mean, obviously it does need renovations, but if they have tenants already
Yeah,
occupied and it's just,
yeah. Um,
they, they gave me the P&L and L, and it's like the only thing that the landlord pays is like basically the landscaping and the tenant pays like everything else.
everything else. Um, yeah, even at that point in time, I mean, you just do your calculations. I mean, it's. I mean, you could always just throw a number, so you don't have to, dive deep into every single deal. But yeah, there's really, if there's already a year lease, I mean, there's really nothing you could do. Let's say, like you said, the lease expires, like tenant just signed, lease expires 20, a year from now. Then yeah, you can't really, as a buyer, you can't do anything. You kind of have to sit and wait for that year to, unless you obviously, do cash for keys and get the tenant out. But I mean, that could usually, be 3, sometimes 5 grand just to do that. But some people just want to stay. But yeah, you can't, unless it's like a month to month tenant. That's when you could worry about, at the end of the month, then kicking them out and then doing all the repairs. But like I said, you don't have to go crazy with, calculating well, I mean, they already did the P&L, so it's kind of already there. So just you calculate the numbers that way, or you could just go the easier route and just kind of see the duplexes around, because you could always check to see if you're on Realtor, you could always check to see like the type of work it needs. I mean, this was on the market, like I said, back, I don't know, like October or whatever. So I mean, I think these are the only photos that were really there. I don't know what apartments, I don't know if this is upstairs or downstairs, but I mean, they're not really that, it needed work. And limited photos as well. So I mean, when it's like that, you just know it's just kind of not that good. So yeah. So, and if you need any help in particular on a duplex, if you need help calculating numbers, things like what to offer, just always reach out to me. I'll get back to you guys. Um, let's see
All right.
here. Ron, wanted me to check on the one on Gulfport. Is that the one I just gave the update for? It was basically like, let me just go back to it. He updated it 23 hours ago. Called and sent a text waiting to hear back. So, I mean, then yesterday we also changed due date from yesterday to today. So, like, I don't know, maybe just following up for today. Like, maybe he has a follow up. It's Blaze, Blaise. But he's working that one specifically. All these past updates has been from him.
I'm sorry, Terrell. What was the latest thing that you said?
I said, so I see here that he changed the due yesterday. He changed yesterday at 12:54, changed the due date from yesterday to today. I'm assuming I don't want to assume, but I assume that maybe he had a follow-up that he was pushing to today instead of doing it yesterday. And to check back, I mean, the notes before that called and sent a text waiting to hear back. So I mean, I don't know what exactly, it's not really that specific. But yeah, I guess, I mean, yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know Blaze's Discord thing, but you could always reach out to him via, on Discord and see, but I'll copy his name so you could, see that in the thing, in the chat. So yeah, Blaze is his name. But that was, yeah, he's been all these updates on 12th Avenue. I mean, they're all from him, starting from when it was submitted back in on the 9th of December.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yep. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Anything else you guys got working on? Nothing. All right. Well, let's see what I got going for today. Today I have a showing for one of my properties. It was supposed to be last week, but it got pushed to today at 1:00. So I have one of my guys meeting the seller there. It's a vacant house in Lee Height, and I guess I'll just bring it up here. Hold on, let's see if I have it up. I don't have it up already. Hold on 1 second here. I do not remember this. Okay, so it's this house here. No pictures of the inside. I don't know. I guess it's just this whole. It's either the left side or the right side. I have no idea. Either way, owner bought it for like 60 something. Tax sale. He has a few others that he has, rentals and all that kind of stuff in the area, surrounding area. But he doesn't have the time to renovate it. So I'm sending my guy to meet the sellers. It's John at 1. This house is located in Pennsylvania. I'm obviously in Florida. He's expecting to see me and my partner. I'll just call him, at 12:00 or something, saying like, "Hey, look, my partner Syed is still on his way. I physically won't be there. But yeah, we do, and then whatever. But that's how I would treat, it's always difficult. And also too, guys, I mean, I only do this for certain people. Other time, like I don't have an agreement right now with John, which is the seller. So I just gonna tell me, okay, where he needs to be at, and I'm just working my fee from there. I have done, I don't know how many, like, I don't know, like 8, 9 deals with Syed. So like there's history, I trust him, all that kind of stuff, even though I haven't met him in person at all. But yeah, but yeah, he's one of my good buyers over in this area. And so yeah, if he tells me that, oh, I have to be at 90,000, okay, so then I'll, try to I lock up the seller for 85 and then make my fee that way, but yeah, so like I said, he's meeting him at 1. We'll see how it goes. I feel like the owner, like I said, he bought it for 64,000 like 2-3 months ago, hasn't done any work to it since. Probably expecting it to be like 40 to 50 in work. And then I think You could probably resell it all fixed up for like, I don't know, like 180 or something when I was looking at this. I have to just, yeah, I have to pull it back up though. Um, but yeah, that's my one thing today. And then I have another deal I'm working. It's a probate. For anyone who doesn't know what a probate is, basically, let's say if someone passes away, let's say the property is in my name, everything's in my name. I pass away. Let's say I have a spouse, then, for that spouse to legally be able to, sell my asset, obviously the house. If it's not, if she's not also on the deed, then that she would have to go through probate to have the right to be able to sell it. And then, that's pretty much how a probate would work. Sometimes you get good probates where, the family has no ties to the property. I've done probates where like the only heir is like 3 hours away. They don't have any ties to this area. So you could always make a killing on that deal. Or there's situations where it's just like, the family does live in the area, but there's no one that lives in the house. No one wants the house. Then you can work it out that way. But yeah, probate, it's sometimes could be a little time consuming. Sometimes it could be, a can of worms because there's always like, let's say, sometimes bad blood between the family, or they're fighting over, because obviously, let's say if there's 3 people involved, and then the funds will have to get split 3 ways. So they always want to try to make the most out of it. And what you offer them isn't, to their liking. So you have to deal with that. But it does usually take about 2 to 3 months to complete. So like from finding the lead, identifying that it's a probate, to like closing, I would say like between 2 to 3 months it would take.
Terrell,
Yes.
how do you handle a heir that's out of the area, let's say out of state or something?
So you could always try to get their information. Let's say, if you're like you're all right. So are you saying like there's only one heir and they're out of the state, like that type of situation, or you're saying like?
Yeah, well, is it probate? I'm assuming you're running through a probate court to do it.
Well, so sometimes my leads are like, from like PropStream, so it already tells me, or you could go on like the county website, you could pull it that way. But you could always just kind of, put their name in like Tree People search. Let's say, maybe just put Florida, and then you could find out where they live, or you put it in the system in PropStream, and then they could kind of give you something to work with. And then you could put numbers that way.
Well, I was wondering if they're out of the area and if they have to attend a court hearing or something like that.
Oh, like that. Okay, that way. Sorry, I didn't understand the question at first. You could just do Zoom. They could just do a Zoom call.
Okay.
There are attorneys that I'm actually working with an attorney right now. I have my one buddy going to the house to check it out. The seller is the heir is the only, well, sorry, she lives in a nursing home, not able to drive and things like that. But my attorney, Zach, would be the one to handle everything and do the Zoom, all that kind of stuff. He just obviously has his fee. His fee is like, I think 7,500 for him doing everything from start to finish. Which I think is kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's a high, but he's doing a lot of work. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, but yeah, so he would be the one setting up the Zoom, filing everything with the court, making sure everything's done correctly. Because like I said, she's, I don't know, like 70 something. She's in a nursing home. She doesn't drive. She's not tech savvy. So he would be the one to, help her out, not driving her to the courthouse, but just doing the Zoom call for, from the nursing home to the courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah. That one's actually a good one too. One of my buyers lives in that same area. Saw the it's a pre-foreclosure as well. Basically the story on this one, her son passed away. She isn't able to keep up with the house anymore. Went to and also there's a mortgage on the property. I'm not sure I don't know when the auction date is set for, but once it's filed and everything, once we file probate and stuff like that, which would be probably Thursday or Friday this week, if not, Monday next week, Obviously reach out, run a title search, reach out to the lender, say like, hey, look, I'm planning on buying this house. Can you push this auction date back? That type of thing, blah blah blah. She basically, if I call her right now, she would tell me how like she wants to just be done with this. Like it's like a thorn in her heart or whatever, that just the son, like there's no one in the house, there's no good that could use the house, all that kind of stuff. She doesn't care what she makes. Obviously I'm not gonna I don't know, take advantage of her or anything like that, but I'm just gonna give her a reasonable price so I could still make a little bit, my buyer can make a little bit, all that kind of stuff. So but yeah, when you're ever dealing with a situation where it's like a seller is out of state, our heir is out of state, or just across the like 3 hours away, whatever the case may be, there's documents that's attorneys FedEx to them, or they could do Zoom calls to the courthouse, like things of that nature, so they don't have to physically be there. It's just like, for example, if you close on a house, back then you had to be there, but now you could just, the title company could just send you the 10, 12 page, I forget how many pages it are when you're signing. They could FedEx everything over to you. They obviously highlight where you have to sign, initial, all that kind of stuff. You get the FedEx, you sign your side, send it back, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Then they
Okay.
worry about sending you a check, or if you did the you put your routing number information, all that kind of stuff, then they could just send you a wire, for the whatever sale price that you agreed to. But that's how.
Do you have a lot of equity? You're doing like a sub 2 or no?
No, I haven't. I can't see the house. She doesn't have the key. She basically got locked out of the house. Bank's looking to take it over. So it's a pre-foreclosure and a probate. It's in Pennsylvania. I mean, if I was in Pennsylvania, I'll definitely take that. But I rather not, worry about dealing with a property that's 1,000 miles away. I'll just get something, hopefully, like that good of a deal down here by me in St. Pete. But anyway, I'm going to my one buddy, actually went to high school with. He lives like about 20 minutes from that area. He's going to take a look at it, just neighborhood wise, drive around, just look through the windows, see if he would want something like that. And then if that's the case, then he's been telling me that he wanted a property, so I'm just going to give him like first dibs. If he can do it, he can. Great. If not, then I'll just move on with one of my routine buyers that I deal with.
What town is it in?
It's in Bethlehem. It's like half a double. It's like a 3-1, 1,400 square feet. If renovated, it could sell for like 270. If it were, I really don't know what it looks like. It's probably, I'm assuming it was an older, it was his mom and him living in the property. I'm assuming everything's at least like 20, 30 years of, old. So probably like 60K in work to get it all up there, updated and stuff like that. But like, I would say 270 to 280, ARV. I was planning on offering the lady, what's her name? Doris. I was planning on offering Doris, like, I don't know, she'll take anything, but I'll say like 120, 130. I'll take my cut, and then I'll give it to my buddy. He'll probably, put like, again, like 70 into it, and then sell it in like a year time or whatever. I don't know.
In a situation like that, are you consider it the same situation as far as like you're a regular buyer, or you just give it to him for a better deal?
I would give it to him the same. I mean, he's already like, I think the price I would give it to him is a pretty fair price for the property. He's not going to get that anywhere on market, and he knows that. That's why I told him about it yesterday. He's going to look at it today. So I mean, it's a good deal. So I mean, I would add, like, my assignment fee will be less to him than I would offer one of my buyers. I know that. But yeah, so he's a good buddy of mine. I've known him since high school. We still keep in contact, so I just want to help him out. He has a 2-unit already. He's just looking to, he doesn't want to, like, he's living in one side, renting out the other, but he just wants to be done with it. So this could be a perfect opportunity for him to, and he also wanted to live in Bethlehem. So this could be a perfect opportunity for him to just renovate it and live in it and rent out the 2 units instead of just renting out the 1 unit that he has in Allentown.
And you said that it's a PA property, so you got to do a double close now, or?
Yeah, so in PA it's a double close, correct. So like, let's say if my assignment fees 10 grand if I double close on it, because they made the rule on January 1st, like a week ago, or sorry, 2 weeks ago. So January 1st, 2025, there's no more assignments. So a $10,000 fee would be like, I don't know, like a 75 or 800 or $8,000 fee. So
Would a land trust get around that?
I don't know. I have never done any land trusts. I've only, closed deals. I got up, just regular purchase agreement in my LLC, assign it to my buyer's name or LLC, and then that was it. And what I could do is just, if anything, I believe it can. If you just do like let's say if I got in contract with Doris, I made it, 123 Main Street Trust, and then sell the trust to my buddy Phil, then maybe it could work that way.
Mhm.
See why it wouldn't. But I have never had the, I never was pretty much forced to do that. I just always did assignments.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, good questions. Good questions. But yeah, no, I wish this deal was in Florida. I mean, it's just like, we definitely love hearing when they don't want anything to do with the property, and they could take whatever, they're willing to take whatever. So we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? I mean, right now I could see that I didn't run the title search to PropStream. It says there's like a $26,000 mortgage balance left on the property. That could be incorrect. It could be like, 40, I don't know. Could be less than 26,000. I won't know until I pay, like 150 for a title search, which is fine. But then that will tell me, everything I need to know. And then, like I said, there's that. There's also paying the attorney, which could, get as close to 7,500 is what he was saying, but he'll just get paid. He could just, that will just be taken out of the settlement fee, or sorry, out of the settlement closing, and then my assignment fee. So probably all in all, like my buddy Phil, if I get under contract with the Air Doris, I mean, I'll probably let Phil have it for like, I don't know. I don't know yet, but I mean, he'd probably, either way, like closing costs and everything, he'd probably be in it for like 140, 150 with everything. And then, like I said, resale at once or at 270, 280. I mean, I think it would be a good deal. Any other questions, guys?
I was just say, how'd you find that deal? Did you?
So one of my buyers told me about it. I was fortunate enough to have that. He wanted it, but my guy Chad, he's bought for me before, but he has another project that he's working on, so he'd rather have it go to me, because because I've helped him out with other deals in the past. So I pretty much told him like, yeah, appreciate it, and I'll reach out to my buddy, see if he wants it. If not, then I'll reach out to one, another, my other Chad buyers, essentially. But yeah, it's kind of like right by his thing. But yeah, I have people, and the one in Lehighton that I have here, I mean, one of my buyers told me about this one. So he has a property in, the owner has a property, the sellers of this house here has a property that it's in Allentown, but it's like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 houses down from where my buyer bought his. And my buyer's looking, I guess it's just better for me to show it. Let me see. So 1607 East Emmaus, that's my buyer. He bought I don't know why it's showing up like this. It's not a house. It's this house here, but it's on 2 acres of land. So my buyer is working on, he bought it for me, I don't know how long, like so October 2nd, 2023. So he bought it for me a while. There's a house like 4 houses down to the left of one. So his plan is to demo this. It's on 2 acres of land. He's working on the permitting now, but he wants to demo the house, build like 8 to 10 apartment units, and make his cash flow that way. And that same house, like that house, there's a house 4 houses down from this one that he saw with the same lot size, closer to 2 acres. And there's another house on it. So he's wanting to do the same thing with that house too. So he wanted me to call. He just told me about the house. Hey, call this guy, see if he wants to sell. He doesn't want to sell the one that he has on. Well, he does, but he wants 350. Like I said, my buyer, I mean, he ended up paying me 20 for this one here. So So he was in it for 320 for this house here. So it is on a bigger lot, but the seller, John, wants 350 for it. He's gonna look in the numbers and see. But like, I've done deals with Syed a lot, so he'll let me know if he's willing, what he's willing to pay. We'll maybe knock him down a little bit and then work it that way. And he said, I'm interested in selling the one I have on Emmaus Avenue, and then I also have one in Lehighton, and then that's the one that Syed is going to today to meet him and see what he would, offer for that, and then we'll work it out that way. So, so some of my leads come from buyers that like see houses they want me to call on. So it's like I don't really have to cold call. I mean, that is a cold call, I guess you could say, but I'm not really like pulling lists all the time because I have buyers that they are my boots on the ground. And again, this is in Pennsylvania. I don't live in Pennsylvania anymore. So
Did he say how he came across that probate?
this was not a probate here.
Oh, but
The one on the one in Bethlehem, that is a probate. But he didn't know about it until he just saw pretty much the thing on the door,
so it was like it was a drive-by then.
Yeah, it was a drive-by essentially. Yeah, and then he
And
said,
and
and
the
then
other-
he wanted me to call, and then I found out then at that point in time the owner, because he did at one point he spoke to the owner, but they didn't want to sell. But then that owner passed away, and I found that out with his mom, Doris. So that was the Bethlehem house. This house is just a regular cash deal, no hiccups or anything like that. There's no like mortgage. It's no probate, nothing like that. No liens on the house.
And you found it, or he found it, you said?
Well, this one in particular, I was pulling this house in particular, 1607 Emmaus Avenue. This was I'm just going back in the past. Basically, it was a pre-foreclosure. I forget the guy's name, the seller. Let me just look to see what the seller's name was because I forget. It's been so long, almost like 2 years ago. One second here, sorry. I forget what his name was. Mortgage and transaction history. Oh, Saeed. So Saeed was he was in pre-foreclosure on 1607 Emmaus, and I pulled a pre-foreclosure list in Lehigh County. His property ended up being on there. He had actually 2 properties on there. I wholesaled both of them to my same buyer, Syed. And but you can see here, if you could, hopefully it shows you here, but it's like it's on this size of land, like it's a pretty big spot of land. So this was a great deal. So like I said, my buyer is gonna demo. Right now he has it rent. He's had it rented out for like, I don't know, almost a year now, but he's planning on demoing this house that's already on there and building a 8 to 10 apartment unit. He's just working with the permits. It's PA, so everything's a little bit slower. So I don't know how long of a waiting period this will take, but that's his end goal. It'd be it's definitely gonna be over $1 million, like probably like 1.5 or something, just to do everything. But once it's all said and done, I mean, it should have it rented out in no time. But yeah, so like there's another house on Emmaus Avenue that he saw that has the similar lot size. So that's what he wants to do again. So he wants to have 2 on the same road.
You're gonna call on that one?
That's the one I called on, and he wants 354, and he also has in Lehighton. So that's the one he's going to. So here's the one in Lehighton, and he also owns another one on Emmaus Road or Emmaus Avenue or whatever. It's like somewhere. It's like down the road. So I don't know how far. I don't know if it's left of the property or right. There's another property on Emmaus Road that's like has this similar lot size. So yeah, the seller wants 354, and then he also sell the one in Lehighton. The guy's gonna be there in an hour to check it out, and then they'll talk about this one here as well. The one on not this one in particular, but the one on Emmaus, and we'll see. So I'll probably get like a 2-for-1. But yeah. So it's yeah. So I mean, yeah. So this one was like I said, it was a pre-foreclosure list I pulled in Lehigh County, and like I said, the guy Syed had this one, and then another property in Allentown. I forget the other one in Allentown that he had. I have to look back on my deal history and see, but yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Is it possible you could run through like a filter or screen for like a pre-foreclosure list that you would do? And
Yeah. So let's say I wanted to pull up, we'll do the same zip code here, 18103. Um, it's if I mean if you don't if well do you don't have PropStream or anything like that, right?
I mean, I used to have it. I don't have it right this second. I could easily turn it on if I wanted to, but I have PropWire temporarily right now. Just
Yeah, so yeah, same type of thing. All right, so yeah, so I have the 18103. So I mean, it's a pretty big zip code over in Allentown area. There's 19 pre-foreclosures we could see here, and I don't. There's 15 in this zip code specifically. There's almost 16,000 properties. 19, like I said, are pre-foreclosures. You know, you click on that, and you could easily, just call on these 19. It's or if you want to get more specific in it, you go to the filters. You go to like, let's say, ownership information. You want to make sure that they're owned by like an individual, not a corporation, so that makes it easier when calling. So far all 19 of these properties are owned by an individual. You could also look at like property details. Let's say you only want to look at single families. You could just go to residential, single family. There's one from 19 to 17. But I mean, this is a pretty. I wouldn't even do anything else. I'll just start calling. You could obviously look at on the side here to see like what the value of some of these homes are. It might be hard. Like again, when you get higher in price, the buyer circle gets a little bit smaller. But there's still some good areas. I mean, you could target. I mean, this one here, 927 South 14th Street, estimated value 230. Okay, that's a reasonable price. There's no picture of the house. But if you go to like it's on a corner lot, which is good. So I mean, this could be a potential deal. You could go to drop the little guy in here, spin the block, corner lot, which is great. Probably an older couple who lives here who I don't know. But yeah, for an Allentown, I mean, this would be desirable. It's a brick. It has a basement, has a 1-car garage in it looks like a nice neighborhood, right? So I would call. His name is James. I see here James has he's in pre-foreclosure. Auction date. They probably pushed this back, but it's saying 11/22. So something might have happened to James. We don't know. Could lost a job. Anything. I've heard it all. He also has a lien on the house. You see here one lien. I could click on lien details. Delinquent tax lien. So I guess he didn't pay his taxes in 2022. 2023 is recording date, sorry. So I guess he didn't pay his taxes. So like I could do this call now. I could just let's say if I didn't want to pay 10-12 cents to skip it, I would copy this address here. Go to go to here, put address. I'll go to go back to PropStream, put his name here, James, whatever. James Lore. I'll call him up. I'll be like, hey, is this James? Blah, 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 and then go from there. I'm just waiting for this to, sometimes Tree People Search has sometimes like pop-ups and all that kind of stuff. But let me just, 927 South 14th Street. Okay. 927 South 14th.
Sherelle, did you say if you look at a deal, like I'm looking at a list and it shows the value is, let's say, 800 grand, you don't bother with those because they're like over 500?
Yeah, like I don't even bother because it's just like, I mean, I never done a deal over 500,000. I always try to go under 500,000. I mean, I feel like I've done like, we're close to 400, but like I feel like in the 3 years I've been doing this, I never did a deal. And I mean, you might be in a different market where it's common to do, all the homes. It could be like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, but it's still worth 500K, or over 500K. I only focus in like the Lehigh Valley, Poconos area, and then also to Tampa area. I mean, I have gotten agreements, or me and Eric have gotten agreements that were sometimes over 500, but I don't think we ever moved anything. Like I know most recently we tried to do something over in Madeira Beach, is kind of like where I'm at in Florida, and it was like an 800,000 something, but I met the guy, but we just couldn't find, since it was flooded and stuff like that. Like it was like right after the hurricane and stuff. So I think someone from Discord brought it to our attention. But I don't know exactly what happened to it. I wasn't really like a part of it. So I see here James L. So he passed away in 2015. So I don't know if his wife still lives there or what. I mean, his wife, we obviously see here that it doesn't have his, and this is sometimes what I see all the time. Like the property's just under his name, his wife's not on the deed or at all, right? So I see here cheap people search, and the PropStream doesn't tell me that he passed away, you know. Cheap people search tells me he passed away in 2015. The view details. It has this PO box, but if I look at like let's say previous addresses, I'll probably see the 927, or maybe not, huh? Hold on one second here. It's James L, I think, right? Or doesn't even say. Okay, so let me see if there's, and it doesn't tell me. All right. That could be him. I mean, there were a few other options. There's South. I mean, yeah, there's a few. I don't know. Again, we don't know because we don't know his middle name. So that's, you know, just kind of have to click and see which one comes up as 14th Street. But yeah, we see like sometimes you could also, you know, you could check here and see if it says his middle name. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't say his middle name here. But yeah, like you just go back and then kind of click through. I mean, this one says South Carolina, but he also did live in Pennsylvania at one point. I see the mountaintop, so I don't see 927 here. That's probably not him. So you just kind of just go through it, or like I said, you could just pay the 10, 12 cents on PropStream. All right, so here, so it was James M. So it says he's 38 years old. There's two numbers to try. Here's this first one, 610. I'll call this one, see if it is in fact him, and kind of go from there. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what we do. It's not that, sometimes it's, you know, it's a small list. We had 17 homes that are under pre-foreclosure. So really not that hard to pull a list and call, and hopefully, I mean, one out of the 17 hits, you know, it's just, you know, just gotta stay consistent. Or 0 out of 17, you can just pull another list, you know, maybe try a different zip code, a different county. I mean, it's all it takes is one deal, and the next thing you know, you're 5, 10, 15. That, you know, it all depends. But how I would treat this is like, hi, is this James? And you'll say yes or no, and you're like, hey James, how you doing? Sorry for the random call. My name's Terrell. I was calling in regards to your house on 14th Street. Would you be open to selling it? And kind of just shut up and listen. Right now it's on the third ring. He hasn't picked up, obviously. I'll try one more time. Sometimes people, obviously, they work and stuff. He's probably working, you know, regular 9 to 5 job, whatever his shift is. So you might have to try later in the day. You might have to try the weekend.
At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording.
So I'll try again one more time. I typically don't leave a message because I don't want them to know why I called, or rather than just say like, you know, call me back, or just be like hello when they answer. But yeah, I'll try again. If hopefully he answers so you guys can see a live call. But you know, it's pretty, like I said, fairly. I had the same line for whatever type of lead it is: pre-foreclosure, a lien list, a probate list. I don't want them to know why I'm calling. Like saying like, no, I know your house is in a probate. I know your house is in a pre-foreclosure. I know you have liens on this house. I want them to tell me that, because when anyone answers a regular cold call, they have their you know, they have their wall up. So you want them to start talking. As soon as they start talking to you more, then they that wall goes down.
Please record.
All right, so I tried twice, he didn't answer. But you guys get it's most likely this is the number. I mean, it didn't say his name or anything, but I mean, I know this area. 610 is the area of, you know, and it went through last reported he has AT&T 2024. So, yeah, so it's probably his number there. But like I said, he probably is at work, so you might have to try later in the day. You might have to try on a weekend, you know. But yeah. I also see that he bought it recently 2 years ago, so there might not be any equity, who knows. But you could still, this is where you could get creative with it. You could do a sub 2, you could go that route. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Any questions on that, guys? No questions? All right. Well, my next step, I was gonna do it after the Zoom, but I'll just call him now. But my buyer is supposed to meet the guy at 1 o'clock. So I'll call him to see if he's still on his way for 1 o'clock and then reconfirm it with the seller. But yeah, I'll do that real quick. He had an eviction at 11, so like I'm not sure if he's still dealing with that. So if my buyer doesn't answer the, hey, Syed, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Are you you're still on your way for 1 o'clock?
Yep, I am actually, I just got in the car right now. It says I should be there like 40 minutes, so call it 40, 50 minutes.
Okay. All right. I'll let John know. And yeah. And then did you look at the Emmaus Avenue yet, or are you still had to run?
Yeah, I did. The problem is, I didn't realize it's in a flood zone.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So well, only part of it is, so I don't know like how that affects it. So I got to call out to my engineer to see if it's still possible or not.
Gotcha.
It's like a creek that like runs through like half the property.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, I guess yeah, you could let him know. You let John know, I guess, what you're thinking, and that could probably change his pricing and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll call John now and then let him know that you're like 45 minutes out. And I'll tell him. Obviously, he doesn't know. He thinks I'm coming here with you, so like I'll just call him and say like, "Hey, look, I got caught up, and then Syed is on his way still." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Let me know how it goes.
Thanks.
Yep. All right. So I don't know if you guys heard that call. So that's my buyer Syed. He's going to see the seller at 1 o'clock. If you guys are listening for the Emmaus Avenue, I guess there's I guess I didn't know there was a creek on the property, so that if it floods, I mean that's not good. You don't want to be building in a flood zone like that. So I don't know if he's gonna try to see if there's a way around it, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Any questions on that phone call or this past list pulling that I did?
Real quick, Terrell, are you going to tell the seller? What'd you say to him? You said, "Oh, my partners come in or my inspectors come in."
Yeah. So like he thinks it's me and my partner side that are gonna meet him at the property at 1. So like I was just about to text him right now saying like on our way, I got caught up, Syed is still on his way, blah blah blah, and then we'll work it like that. And then and I'll tell him like he's 45 minutes out, so he knows. But that was gonna be the text. Sometimes I call, sometimes I text. But yeah, that's pretty much how I treat any off market property that is out of state for me. And sometimes it's like I said, I don't recommend doing this for you guys that are like a little bit newer. I just do it for myself because I do sometimes with those types of situations. I don't want to have to go back and forth with seller and buyer and all this. Just tell me the best you could pay. I don't have an agreement with the seller. Tell me the best number you could pay. I'll lock it up for a little bit, under that, so I can make my fee, and then we will go about it that way. Because when you deal with on market, sometimes it's like a little difficult because it's a lot of back and forth. You might a lot of renegotiation, all that kind of stuff, and it's just like sometimes it can fall apart. I'd rather just have a solid number from the start and go from there because I want to know where my buyers are in at rather than guessing, I guess, where their heads at regarding price. Sometimes you could also, so you're not in that kind of bind, you could call flippers in the area and be like, hey, look, I'm looking to get a deal under contract in kind of close to where you flip this one property on 123 Main Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. I mean, if it's like I said, it's right in that same neighborhood. It needs about 60,000 in work. Where do you think you would need to be at with that price wise? And kind of hear what they have to say. So then if they tell you like, oh, for something like that, I'll probably pay around 180 for it. All right, then you go back to the seller and be like, hey, look, I'm probably gonna have to be around 170 for this house, and you can work it that way. So it's always good to like reverse engineer the deal as opposed to just locking it up for like, let's say 190, and then you have your buyer, your buyer, 2 buyers go to the property and then like, hey, look, we got to be at 170. Then it's like, all right, now you got to try renegotiating with the seller again you know, and that sometimes can go well, sometimes it can't go well. So, yeah, so it's always, I would say definitely recommend that second option. Just see what people are paying. You could also follow the pricing history for the flips in the area that sold for, let's say, single family homes that have sold in the past 6-12 months. See what they bought the properties for. If it was recent, and they have it up again and resold it, like, okay, so that that, like, resale values, resale values 350. They bought it at 180. So that's probably where you need to be at in price. So hopefully that helps you. And anyone else who had that same question. Any other questions, guys? No? All right. If you guys don't have any other questions, we could just let me see if there's one more here. Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, it was just, you kind of just learn as you go. But yeah, it's a lot of people when they wholesale virtually or do anything virtually, that's kind of difficult, because they don't have any boots on the ground. For me, I would never go out. I would not like I'll stay in PA in my markets in PA, and I'll stay in Florida. Because obviously I live in Florida, but those will be my two markets. I'll never probably branch. I won't do any deals in Texas, because I mean, I don't know the area. I don't know any people out there. I don't have any boots on the ground out there. For me, and for PA, I'm kind of familiar with the area. I grew up there. Me and Eric grew up there. I have buyers out there. I have people. If I needed anyone to take pictures, of the property, things of that nature, I have contacts for that. So I don't have to. If I let's say if I target a Chicago market, I have to try to rebuild that up. My network and stuff like that. So my I guess motto is, it's just obviously, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm obviously doing okay with just being in the Florida market and in the Pennsylvania market. So why bother having to learn another market and town area, whatever. But yeah, I definitely recommend, if you're virtually trying to do this, you have to try to get boots on the ground for you to be. You could get deals, yes, but to be, I guess, truly successful and still do it. Like I said, been doing it this way for 3 years, and really, obviously had some hiccups on the way, but obviously learning from those mistakes. I mean, obviously having Eric helped a lot, so I didn't make some of the mistakes that he made when he was first doing this. So. Yeah, the boots on the ground is definitely important. Um, all right, all right, so the seller just texted me now that he's stuck in Easton, and he'll be closer to 2. All right, so now I have to call Syed and let him know. Damn. All right, but yeah, I'll let you guys go. If you need to reach me, here's my Discord handle. But yeah, yeah, seller just texted me saying that he's stuck in Easton, and he'll be closer to 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got that now. I sent him a text 12:13 and saying that, obviously you're in a way, and that's his response. It's like, stuck in Easton. I can't do 1, but I could do 2 p.m. if you are okay with that.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yep. Bye. All right. Yeah, so yeah, if you need any help, guys, just let me know. I'll be here. But yeah, otherwise my next Zoom would be on Friday from 11 to 12. All right. Yep. Take care.